Shrivakrutundamahakaya Suryakuti Samaprabha Nirvikram Guruvede Sarvakareshu Sarvada Shrivakrutundamahakaya Suryakuti Samprabha Nirvikram Guruveva Sarvakareshu Sarvada Shrivakrutundamahakaya Suryakuti Samaprabha Nirvikram Guruvede Sarvakareshu Sarvada Shrivakrutundamahakaya Suryakuti Samprabha Nirvikram. Hello, good afternoon, you guys. It's your girl, Tara Queen Jamila. What's up? All right, so I am doing a live pick a card. If you are watching through the playback, then the timestamp of when the actual reading begins is gonna be, somewhere in the comments or either in the chat. Okay. So hello to the chat room. We've got Miriam, Kimberly, Maria, Alicia Bond, Isha Dahl, Jay, Den, Cindy Carlson, Sweet Sexy, Cora. Hello, Cora. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Big Money John Boy. Hello. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Well, y'all don't have to hit it before I start the reading. Not gonna force you. Go pee, baby, go pee. I'm not gonna force you guys to like something before you actually hear the news. But anyway, so I'm going to be using 3 different decks, the Witch's Tarot, the Wildwood Tarot, and the Pagan Tarot deck. And I'm going to put 5 piles of cards with a card from each deck. And you're going to choose from, that pile. Okay, so I'm just going to get started laying out the cards. Hello. Hi. Welcome from Arizona. What's up, Mercedes? How are you? Are you the one that called me this morning, Mercedes? Hello, Brittany. How are you, beautiful? Hello. Hello, Payne. Payne C. and Kim and Laura Douglas. And Heather Redmond. Hello. Well, y'all are in here today. So we're going to be looking at what's coming up next. What's coming for you next is what we're going to look at. Okay. And so let me get the cards laid out. We're going to call to the spirit guides, guardian angels. What messages do you have for this reading? And so just give me a second while I get them laid out. All right. All right. spirit guides, what message out of this deck? This is the Witch's Tarot deck. Hello, BW. Hey. Y'all, I see some new folks up in here. What is up? Yes, I got my subscribers hidden though, so yeah. Hello, how are you guys? All right, what messages do you have for? All right, guys, I figured it out though. Let me just tell you guys something. If it's a person that you see a whole bunch of folks hating on, then you got to see what's up with that person. They must have something amazing. I ain't never seen so much hatred in my life. So seriously, big up your haters for real, because they, oh goodness. Okay. This is just a general reading. Okay. If you need a private reading, the link to my website is below. I am an authentic psychic empath and an authentic psychic medium. And so you guys can contact me for spiritual advice. I'm also a healer. So you guys can contact me. I've got a new healing video reading that I'm providing to people now. Yeah, they do. They do. It's amazing. It's that, yeah. They do. They make me feel special. I feel special, you know, seriously. All right. So let's keep it going. Hopefully we'll get some good news. Hopefully you'll choose some good news. And if you hear some bad news, then maybe it's some things you just need to address. So bad news on readings is actually good, because that way you're not blindsided. All right. So what messages do you have for this reading? All right. For those that seek answers. Okay. And then last but not least, I like the Wildwood Tarot deck. I don't use it too often. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Cindy's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, DVGV. How you doing? DVGV said, I guess I'm not successful enough to have haters yet. Oh, goodness. Yeah, man. Hey, and you know what? Sometimes your haters, boy, they've been hating ever since you came out the womb. So you probably do got haters. You just don't realize it yet. Okay. Anyway. All right. What messages do you have for folks that seek answers for this reading? Hello, Yanni B. Hello. How are you, sweetie? Okay. So there we go. So these are the piles that you're going to choose from. I'm going to put a crystal over it, and I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to choose which set of cards that you want to choose, okay? So basically you're supposed to be, what I would say is that any question that you may have will be fine for this reading, but mainly you just want to kind of know in general what is going to come next. So what's coming for you, okay? So I'm going to choose mine as well. I'm not going to tell you guys which one I choose, but I'm going to choose one too. All right, so you guys should have your, I need to get the timestamp for this. Give me a second. I'm trying to get the timestamp. Oh my goodness, but for some reason, this little dialogue box is not, there we go, here we go, now I can get it. Or I thought I could. Wow, it's not big enough, evidently. Okay, Well, listen, I will try to go back and do the timestamp because for some reason this thing is glitching, and yeah, I am just not going to deal with the. Okay. Yeah, it is. It's a Ganesh mantra. Yeah. Okay. So if you've made your choice, I'm going to go ahead and start reading. And so I'm going to start with this one up here, up at the top, because I feel like a lot of you guys would naturally choose the one that's at the top. That's just, I don't know, leave a comment if you know, and vote in the chat. Let me know how many of you guys chose this. I might even do a poll just to test my intuition. All right, so 3 things that are coming for you. You got the Elemental of Pentacles. So this is some kind of message. Oh, goodness. Okay. You got the Elemental of Pentacles. You got the King of Wands, but you got the Moon in Water. So feel like if you chose this one, I feel like you choose things too quickly based upon if it's shiny or gold or glittery, right? So I feel like this is what I feel like is what's coming. I feel like you are possibly going to, you can see this is an earth sign and then it's a fire sign. I feel like, hold on guys, give me a second, I'm sorry. I think this, okay, I'm sorry. So if you chose this one, I feel as though there is these 2 people. Feel like these 2 people are possibly causing some kind of obstacle in your pathway. There's some kind of obstacle. The Elemental of Pentacles could definitely represent some kind of opportunity financially that is coming for you. But for some reason, I feel like this King of Wands is up to no good. So if you chose this one, I feel like there is a wonderful opportunity coming for you next. And I feel like I can see you definitely wanting to take it. But I feel like it's either going to be, so the King of Wands can represent attraction and success. So this could represent either the enemy or either your state of being. So I can see something good coming for you, but there's somebody either that is a fire sign, a water sign, in particular a Cancer, or either an earth sign. They're hating on you. They're trying to put a damper on the situation. So if you chose this particular set of cards, you need to be careful and you need to put spiritual protection around yourself. I feel like you definitely have some blessings that are coming. And I feel like you attract good things. But because you attract good things, you also attract the haters. Okay, so just be on the lookout for that. But I do see success coming, but you have to do what? You have to protect that success. And you really need to protect your emotions as well, because you ever hear about those people like, okay, for example, I used to watch this show called Snapped a lot. And there was this story of this couple. They were such a cute couple. They had $1 million business. They were very successful. But he got addicted to drugs and she ended up killing her husband and all that stuff. So I'm not kidding you. Like, people that have a negative influence over you, they've driven people to do some crazy stuff. Okay, I'm just telling you, I have noticed that negative energy is basically what it is, or some kind of some kind of negative energy, something that has to do with your fears also. So that's another thing, is that you actually manifest your own fears. But y'all know what I'm saying? So I can see that success coming for you, or like you might win the lotto or something. But then what's coming for you is that negativity. You see what I'm saying? So the moon, the moon is like, and I definitely can see it happening, during either the full or the new moon. Okay, so this could be, I mean, it's just in general, but like I said, so just be on the lookout for that and just start protecting yourself. Don't take things for granted. When you take things for granted, okay, because you can be on top one day and the next day, and you can just tell. And it's the reason why is because of jealousy. The reason why is because of jealousy. So that is the reason why this person, or whatever this energy is, it comes for your head. It's almost like when you're a kid or when you're a child and you're still afraid of the dark. So if you are somebody that gets past like your fears and, something to do with a damaged inner child, something to do with your mother, because the moon is your mother. And so it's almost like the boogeyman. But it's very, very real because bad shit can happen. Excuse my language today. I'll try to be good. Okay. I'm really trying to quit cursing. So that's what's next for you. Okay. You got all this money coming. Possibly there's a new opportunity being offered. But you better protect yourself because, and I feel like what it could be related to is kind of like, well, why? Why does negative energy seem to, come for people when, when they're fulfilling their dreams or when good things happen? Like, for example, if you buy a nice, pretty house and then all of a sudden there's a nasty spirit coming for you. This is a reality for many of us, especially those of us that possess spiritual gifts. If it were not real, we would kind of have no consciousness of it, but our minds and our subconscious is what makes everything real. So, yeah, okay. I see that a lot of you chose the middle, so I kind of like to edge people. So I'm going to do a little build up and I'm going to skip over the middle one. Okay, just because I know y'all picked the middle one, okay? Let's go to this one. All right, so did you pick this one? What's coming next for you is, oh goodness. Oh goodness, okay. You got somebody that's giving you some grief. Somebody that this is someone that is highly manipulative. This is someone highly manipulative. This is some kind of grief or anger or unexpected BS out of the damn blue. And see, this is what I don't like. I can't stand it when I'm doing my thing and I ain't bothering nobody and I'm doing my thing being creative. And then all of a sudden, here comes somebody with some BS. Somebody's talking about somebody that, listen, whatever it is that this person is going to contact you about, it's been over. So this is what I want to tell you. Whoever this person is, either they're being played or they're trying to play you. Because what they're doing is they're using something from the past to pester you about, to be angry about. They just want to find something, any damn thing, anything to, give you grief about. So you got some grief coming from this person. You may want to You may be able to avoid the grief by avoiding them altogether. But if this person is a family member or somebody that you're close to, like your husband or wife, unfortunately, you can't, yeah, you can't avoid it. They're going to be coming and bringing you some grief. And this is traditionally the Justice card or the Strength card. So y'all know, for example, when, and I'm not trying to scare anybody but this is the Justice card. So it may be something that could have been perceived in the past. Somebody bringing some crap to you from the past. So whatever level that is, you never know what it could be. It could be something simple as a bill collector. Okay, all the way to somebody bringing up something from the past to argue with you about. I can't stand that. And see, you can tell I'm a Cancer, and like I'm the Chariot, literally. Like, we got all this good stuff coming up, and you want to stop and cry over something that happened from the past. But you can tell this is either this is either a Libra. This is either a Libra specifically because the Justice card represents the Libra. So that's what the Woodward is, or the Strength card. It could be a Leo, a Libra, or some other air sign. I feel like this person is gonna start some stuff with you. So just be prepared for it, because you can't change people. You can only change your reaction to them. But I will tell you that for some of you, you may want to be on the lookout, especially because I can see some kind of frivolous accusation coming. For some of you, it's an accusation. This person is accusing you of something, and you like, what? You like, what? I didn't do that. And they're accusing you of it. Or either there may be somebody at your job might be getting ready to discriminate against you. So if you chose this, be on the lookout. You need to figure out what is going on or why that is coming or what the lesson is, because sometimes it's just people that you need to cut out of your life. Sometimes it's just people that you need to cut out of your life. Sometimes it's energies that you need to cut the cord from. So guys, those cord cuttings are very powerful. I've been doing them. I think this is the second one I've done. Those are so important to do. So I do provide those. I do provide cord cuttings. It may be somebody that you need to cut off from the past, because I feel like this person, they put a negative energy around you, whoever it is, and they cause you to regret. Like, you may go out to eat dinner with them or something, and you may get sick. Like, you just regret dealing with them. And I can see a lot of sadness and just negative energy around this person. They seem to be stuck in the past. And I feel like if you are looking at these readings, you're trying to manifest better things for yourself. I feel like if you're looking at these readings, sorry, this deck is so weathered. I need to buy a new deck. I'm going to buy a new pagan deck, I promise y'all, because this is ridiculous. Anyway, somebody's coming to put some bad emotional energy off on you. And this is what I want to tell you. Sometimes one attack will trigger a response inside of you, and you'll need a cleanse or something. I feel like it's a negative spirit or a whole bunch of, this is what I want to tell you. This person is coming to put a whole bunch of negative energy on you. So if you chose this card, you don't need to get scared, though. That's the whole thing. You don't necessarily have to get scared about it, but like, you do need to be prepared for it, because if it is your husband, your wife, your mate, It can cause depression. Stuff like that can cause you to go into a depression. Stuff like that can cause, it's a negative spirit. I can sense this person having some kind of negative spirit on them and then putting it onto you. So if you chose this, I'm so sorry. You know, the 5 of chalices, you don't have to be afraid of it, but like just simply being aware of it and knowing what you need to do, which is probably a reversal, which is probably, you know, cutting that person off. Sometimes you got to cut a person off to cut off from their bad energy. Doesn't mean you have to cut that person off forever either. And I mean, I'm sorry, like for me, I just kind of, but see, this is the whole thing. The person's intent is not good. This is somebody that I believe is an enemy. And I believe that for some reason, for justice to come up in the reverse position, it can cause a shift in reality. And be careful on the 13th. Especially Friday the 13th, this person might be coming to do a switcheroo on you. I am so serious. You can tell that this person is just trying to zap you of your joy, is what I can sense. You probably need some spiritual protection from that. Or like I said, to avoid this person altogether. Or you may need to purge your body of the energy, because what they do is they implant stuff within you. They implant stuff, they plant seeds, and then they come back and they'll say something, and those seeds will grow, and then all of a sudden it creates all of these spiritual and mental health problems within you. Right. Yeah, exactly. Miku, exactly. You can definitely do that. But see, when it's your lover or your significant other, that can be really difficult. But sometimes you really have to. Sometimes you really have to. You know, when you're dealing with a negative spirit like that, y'all, I swear to you, you know, guys, my movie references, it's not that, it's just that a lot of, you know, when you think about it, it's really how the spirits work. But like, for example, when old girl could see that her husband, you know, in in that movie, and this happens very often. This is why I always bring up this movie, because this is what helps people learn. It's different tools of learning about what can happen spiritually. What is the name of it? What is the name of that movie with Ron? It's Amityville, the Amityville curse. So every time each family would move into this house, the male of the household would all of a sudden go nuts and want to kill everybody, right? So the woman, what she did was she had to take her family away from that, and when she was able to, so sometimes you do have to be strong. You don't just let a demon kill your husband. Many women have done that, and they have realized it, and they have regretted it. So a lot of these very bitter women that you see walking around here, they done mistakenly killed somebody that they loved, or let somebody die that they loved and they shouldn't have. That's just like with Poltergeist, for example. Remember when he drank that whole bottle of liquor and he went after his wife because he was possessed by that demon person? And she actually brought him out of that psychosis by telling him that she loved him, but it worked because it took the, you know, that stuff really happens spiritually in your relationships. So you don't just, if it's somebody that you love, you don't just give up on them like that. Like if it's somebody that means something to you, because that happens, I swear to you. So it's one of those things that you have to actually be a spiritualist, because there are a lot of spiritualists. I have a lot of women that come to me and they say, Jamila, you know, my man is acting weird. So if this is your husband or your wife or somebody that you love and somebody that you know that you love, and that person, now I will tell you that if that person has you under some kind of mind control, it's possibly because they're under mind control too. So unfortunately, sometimes when you fall in love with somebody, you fall into the same trap that they fall into. And there's many people that are willing to go through that for the person that they love, especially if you're trying to work on getting out of that trap. So if this is your significant other, you don't just say, oh, well, let's just kill each other and die. No, well, then that meant the demon won. Yeah, the demon worm in the tequila when he drank it. So you're not supposed to always just say, well, screw that, and I don't need no man anyway. That's a demon talking. When you're in love with somebody, you don't just... Now, if you got children and the demon is attacking your children, you know, that's a special case. This is why, unfortunately, when it comes to children, yeah, it will. I swear to you, you know, that is what that demon... You'll be living in harmony with your lover. And then, so if that's what this is, then you need to get that person some spiritual help, possibly, because somebody or something, because anytime you got the Justice or either the Strength card, anytime you have this card, this is where you're dealing with the powers of the mind. Okay, so the Libra is related to the law, spiritual law, law of attraction, as well as cause and effect and karma. So there is some kind of negative karma that you're dealing with on some level. Avoiding and running from that negative karma is never going to help. Okay, because even with me, even though I moved thousands of miles away from my family, I still have to deal with my bloodline, don't I? I still have to deal with it. You still have, and really the only thing you can do is just literally become the world card, and you're able to harmonize with those energies. And then also, there are some energies that are negative attachments that you do need to break free from. But, you know, so yeah, that's what... So I know that was... I know you probably are like, whoa, but this could potentially help you or save your life. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the middle. I'm not going to keep y'all in suspense. Did you choose this one? What's coming next for you? Ooh, definitely got an air sign. You got some news coming. You got some news coming. You got the elemental, so that's a messenger. So you got some messages coming. You got the Knight of Swords, and you got the Green Man. So the Green Man is AKA the Emperor. So what I can see coming next for you, for some of you, there is possible love offer that's coming. That is very serious. This person is looking for marriage. So if you chose this card, hey, Candy and Sally Williams and Miku and Kim Muse, we got some new people in the chat. Hello. So now, if you already have a significant lover or, you know, or a significant other, I can see a powerful male energy, something coming in that has to do with your finances, money. The Emperor is the same as the Empress. Okay. So this is a sign of money coming. This is a sign of change coming. That means that there's possibly some kind of money coming if you chose this card. Possibly a new job, possibly a man or a woman with a good job that is offering you marriage and stability. Nothing wrong with that. The only thing that I'll say is that if you don't truly love them, then I wouldn't go for them. This is what I tell everybody. Don't just go for something just because it seems to be something at that time when it comes to a love interest. You know, but you can definitely see it's an air sign person. This is either an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini. And then for some of you, this is where you may have some kind of clarity some kind of clarity. Or either I can see like the road opening, some kind of messenger and the road opening to some kind of prosperity is coming to you. Now, I can sense that a lot of you have a lot of doubt. Like I can sense people that are looking at my reading and they'll go, well, hell, it ain't happening. You know, I'm 30 something years old and I'm still working the same job or whatever. So this is what I want to tell you. There's definitely something in the ether here. You should be doing well financially. Yeah, I can see like because the air energy is related to the east, and the east represents change. So, well, yeah, see, if you're 27 and single, then I can definitely see some good things coming for you. Definitely. And no matter what phase you're at though, because this is something that's in the ether. So a lot of people that have not found their north, which is their niche or either their calling in life or either what brings them peace and prosperity, because ultimately that's what you're looking for is peace and prosperity. That's what you want. And what I'm noticing is that a lot of people, they may have prosperity, but they don't have peace. But I do know people that have peace and prosperity. I pick up on them every single day. Yeah. And then a lot of my clients have peace and prosperity because a lot of my clients are doing very well financially already to even come to me as a client. But a lot of them have the finances down. But just because you got good finances don't mean that that doesn't mean that everything's perfect. That doesn't mean that you don't have problems. A lot of people think that having money is the answer to all of your problems, but not really. Not really, not all the time. Okay, so hey, Nikki Queens and Toby. Hi, Toby. And Isha Doll. I think I already said what was up to you earlier, though. Hey, Maria. Hey, so yeah, I can see change coming. And this is what I want to tell you. If you start to feel dizzy, that's another thing. I can see that as that energy comes in, you take it as something negative, though. So that energy that comes in, because I noticed that too. Sometimes it'll be like a whole bunch of negative energy, like especially when people are attacking me. And then all of a sudden, just like bam, all of a sudden, just PayPal just popping off like bam, bam, bam. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it was some spell work that I did. I don't know. Yeah, like, okay, let's say, for example, like you start to sense something coming. And then all of a sudden, let's say that energy, like it might come through as a bunch of energy and you may mistake it. So if you start to get like weird or not even like a dizzy, but more like a spiritual dizzy feeling, then it's energy that's coming to you. But those are spiritual blessings that's coming, but you sometimes take it as a negative. If you chose that card, and you're probably an earth sign or an air sign. So tell me in the chat what zodiac sign you are. If you chose the middle, you're probably either air, earth, or fire when there's a blessing getting ready to come in like that. Yeah. Yeah, if you can sense something coming, but sometimes a lot of people will think that it's something negative and it's not. Okay, so you're a Leo and you're a Taurus. Okay. And so somebody else was saying that they were a Gemini. Okay, and you're a Cancer. Okay, well, yeah. So you're a weird Leo. You're a weirdo Leo. So ooh, y'all, I am hungry. I gotta get me something to eat. Oh yeah. Okay. It's time to eat some lunch, okay? I see, like I said, I see positive things coming for you, but see, it's all a part of your perception. It's all about how you take it. So you may have a lot of negative stuff going on. You may have a bunch of people talking about you. You may be feeling like overwhelmed with like, and then also I feel as though there's information that's being sent to you by your ancestors as well. So there's information being sent to some of you. So yeah, a lot of us, a lot of you guys, you are having those symptoms of ascension. And ascension symptoms can feel like something is wrong, or but it's actually not. It's just anxiety because it's something that's there, but you can't actually see it, but you sense it. And you're like, well, what is it? And you, I mean, it may be a big old blessing that's coming down, but see, I believe that a lot of people miss those blessings, or either they ignore those blessings, or they assume that those blessings are negative. And so sometimes you got to quit assuming so quickly and thinking that something is bad when it's actually good, is what I'm saying. Okay. So I noticed a lot of y'all chose that. So, all right. And so did you choose this one? Okay. Who chose this one? What's coming next? Oh my God. Guys, I chose this one. If you chose this one, like I don't like for some reason, and I put this wow. Yeah, so if you've been feeling anxiousness, then you need to figure out what that is. What is that energy? And then also it may be a spirit. Guys, I told you guys that anxiety and stuff like that, those are spirits sometimes. And sometimes it is you. But I mean, don't always trust something that just comes out of the blue like that. So, okay, so did you choose this one? Oh my God. The Lovers, the Magician, and the Star. So something major is happening in your love life. I don't know. Maybe you guys are doing rituals, or maybe you're going and you're having rituals done. Maybe you asked for maybe you asked for healing. Maybe you asked for your relationship to be healed. Maybe you asked for um, maybe you just recently asked something to do with your love life if you chose this one. If you chose this one, there's something major that's going to happen next in your love life. And you can see like this, the pole star. So that I'm going to cry, guys. Like, I swear to you, it's so weird. And then also with the Lovers, you can see that many of you that chose this one, you are cutting the cord. I love this. And you know what? You can tell this card didn't get damaged either. I know, like, oh my goodness, it's crazy. Like, damn. So the Lovers. There is a cord that you need to cut with the past, and you are like, I feel like you've been asking for change and just like hope, healing, and what's the other word that I'm looking for? Also, this card represents success. So a lot of people, blessings, a lot of people don't realize that this card represents a lot. So if you chose this card, then okay. Now I will tell you that if you chose this card and the Magician comes up in your reading, it does represent somebody is trying to manipulate you with esoteric knowledge. Somebody may be trying to manipulate your love life with the craft. Now, I don't know why somebody would want to do that. I feel like they're a lover in the past and they're still who, if you chose this, you got somebody that's so in love with you that, well, you've got two different lovers. First of all, there's two lovers that I can see, possibly more than two. Okay. But there's two lovers that I can see. And one of them is, and I can definitely see a Gemini being an effect on you. Okay. Either a Gemini or an Aquarius or another air sign. But there's a lover that wants you, but they just want to manipulate you. And then there is another lover that you can see that really does love you. Now, if you don't have that, then that could represent yourself. So this is an older aspect of yourself versus a new aspect of yourself or your life as well. But you can definitely see that there's a manipulative lover. There's somebody that it looks like they're from your past, and they just want to be manipulative. They just want to, do all kinds of stuff to you. So you can see that. So that is a warning whenever the magician shows up, for you to make sure that you are not being manipulated. Okay. And so, but I feel like with the pole star coming up, all three of these cards are very positive. So it looks like, especially with the star card coming up, it's almost like when you ask the universe for something and then the universe answers. Okay. So if you chose this one, you asked the universe for something and the universe is getting ready to answer you. Okay. The universe is getting ready to answer you. And this is actually represents a blessing, not a curse. So, that's so positive. Like, that's just crazy. Okay. Last but not least, did you choose this one? Okay, guys, let me. Now, I will tell you that as far as with this one, it can sometimes be a warning, because I can see a huge blessing coming. And that energy is very sacred. The energy in your love relationship is sacred. Protected. Protected. That's why I'll be telling a lot of these men, if you got a sacred goddess, why are you foolishly allowing your friends to even look at her? I know my ex that I was with, he didn't even want nobody looking at me. He was like, just stay in the house. I don't want nobody looking at you. So, but that's not healthy. That's not healthy either. He was insecure. So, yeah. This one, last but not least, did you choose this one? This is what's coming next for you. The 10 of Vessels, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Novice of Wands. So I can see for some of you a new relationship, or either an improvement on an existing relationship with possibly a fire sign or an earth sign or a water sign. Also, I feel as though with the Novice of Wands coming up, it does represent the Knight of Wands. And if you notice, the Novice of Wands is really, really super hyper focused. I feel like sexual energy. So I will tell you that if you chose this one, you could possibly be adding a new addition to your family. So, but see this right here, this is especially if you are married. Okay. This is showing that that new addition is in fact a blessing. So this is why the 8 of Pentacles comes up, because it represents stability. And so this is kind of like cause and effect and reaction. So you can see that this is the sexual energy. This is the seed being laid. And then this is the blessing. This is the expansion that's happening in your family. So if you chose this one, you probably getting ready to have a baby. Okay. Now, if it's not a baby, if it's not a baby, then it's a project that you're doing. It's some kind of new skill that you may be learning, some kind of creative outlet that you may do that may bring you some kind of financial success and happiness. Okay, it's the same thing. It's comparable. It's something that you may be creating, something that may come out of your own creation, which is hence the novice of wands, which is your willpower, your drive, your spark in life, you know, guys. And so this is what I want to tell you guys. Whenever a baby is coming, this is a new energy. This is a blessing to the earth. But a lot of people, for some reason, and I don't know if it's because maybe those particular people are cursed and they can't celebrate life. And see, I don't care how hard it is. Let me tell you something. I get the sense that a lot of you are thinking, well, there's so many people with a negative attitude about starting a family. Okay. Why should you care about what those people think? Okay. This is fact. You don't need to have anybody's approval for your family. So if you're starting a family, be smart about it and don't allow the peanut gallery or the negativity or the outside or the demon or the evil to sit up here and laugh at you and what you're doing. You may be I feel like if you chose this, you are possibly a young couple, or there's a relationship that's coming to where you guys are probably just now starting out and you're possibly in love and you want to get married. And, you know, you have to start somewhere. So, for example, if you got something and you're starting from somewhere, but you got some ignorant person that ain't gonna never be able to build nothing in their life, telling you that you're never gonna have nothing because you have a small something right now. Because I can tell you something, I've seen lots of people make a whole lot and manifest a whole lot just by planting that one small seed. So your little something can turn into a big something. So it kills me. So don't be a fool. You may be throwing away. I have seen so many people, power couples. I have seen them have so much energy between the two of them and so much potential to build their dreams. And for some reason, I've seen them, and I've seen even the most richest people. I've seen rich people do this. So it has nothing to do with money. Intelligence has really nothing to do with money, or discernment has really nothing to do with money. But they will allow other people that mean them no good to destroy their something that they got, their blessing in life. So this is what you're supposed to do when you're a couple starting out. It don't even matter if you're a young couple. You can be a couple, because I know that my cousin, I think he married an older woman. My little cousin just married an older woman. So it don't matter. Age don't mean nothing. If you have a beautiful energy between the two of you and you can build things together, what difference does it make what he has? If he got a little something and you got a little something, that's the way you build together. But there's a lot of people that will tell you, well, I wouldn't try to build with this person because they don't have nothing. Well, then how are they ever going to have something if they don't work for it? So a lot of times it's good to be either a young couple or a couple that start now. Sometimes you got to walk away from and break free. Most couples are building they're building with their own energy. Most people, unless I guess you're from the royal family or something, which, you know, most people, they go off and they build their dreams and they build their life with their significant other, and they not worried about what so-and-so said. And if you do that, and if you're smart enough to do that, and you're building and you're not going, because let me tell you something about what the upper echelon and what they will do to you. You know, sometimes they will send some kind of, you know, demonic energy or bad person just to tear you down, just to tear down what you've been building. So a lot of times, and then also, I'm sorry, when you're starting a relationship, most people are not codependent on their parents. Most people can't be. If you are like my kids, because I believe that my kids are going to be very lucky. I'm going to give my kids something to start their lives with. What they do with it is on them. Okay. But most people start from scratch. So when you are in a relationship, and that's fine if all of them if this whole entire reading resonated for you, or you chose all of them, that it's, you know, you can definitely do that. Absolutely. But what I can tell you is that you can't sit up here and be afraid to lay down, to use your own power. But many people are afraid to use their own power, and they'll become afraid. They'll say, well, I'm afraid to do this or do that. That's just like, for example, you know, if my father or my parents didn't agree with the person that I decided to be with, but I knew that me and that person had that spark together and we had that energy together, why would I sit up here? I'm going to sit here and work for what I have. I'm going to sit up here and work for, you know, do my work and put in my work. And then he puts in his work, and then we combine what we have. In all of that, you know, stuff to where, no, most people start from scratch. So, you know, if you meet the person that you're meant to be with and build your dreams with, and let's say that you go from making 50,000 to over 6 figures or to double 6 figures, then okay, hooray. But a lot of times you gotta, like, that's the whole point. That's a majority of people that are successful, that are trying to do this. Okay, it looks like you're trying to start a family. You know, this is one of the best ways to do it. And you don't just start a family just so that you do it because you want to have your seeds and you want to see them grow. So yeah, so other people's approval, just do what you gonna do. And it doesn't matter what somebody else says. If that person is producing, if they're producing and they're pulling through on what they said they were going to pull through, and the things that they're saying that they were going to do is manifesting, then why would you care about what another person thinks? It's not their business. So, you know, I really do feel as though a lot of youngsters, especially that are getting started, because I mean, for me, let me tell you something, especially if you are an older person that is that is still looking for love, and age don't mean nothing. You cannot sit up here and look behind you at the failures and the mistakes that you've made and then think that you're not worthy of anything better. So this is basically what people do. And so especially, this is what I want to say to people that chose this card. You are single and available so that you can be with that person. It don't matter what that person did in the past. My ex is probably going to tell you that I am Satan himself. You know, of course, my ex is bitter and my ex is not going to have anything positive to say about me. But the reason why they are an ex is so that I could be available to be with you. So if you sit up there and question, well, why this other person? Why it didn't work out with this other person? Well, yeah, sometimes it is truly something wrong with a person, where if and it's something wrong with all of us, but maybe it wasn't meant for me to be with that person. A lot of people don't understand what that is. They always take things for face value and they don't know how to move forward. It's almost like everybody, well, what about what you did 20 years ago? Well, what about what I did 20 years ago? Well, what about this bad relationship that you had with this person 15 years ago? What about that? What difference does it make now? What is that? What is where I've been? How does where you've been have to do with where you're going? So that's why I really do like the illustrations. So you can't allow people, if people allow people to manipulate them like that, do you know that no one would have ever had anything? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that if somebody would have been able to manipulate even Donald Trump into giving up the president, that he wouldn't be able to do the things that he's doing right now, which a lot of people feel is either good or bad. Some people agree, some people don't. So, I mean, everybody has somebody that's trying to destroy them, or if you see somebody, especially if you got something that somebody else wants, it's like, but the reason why this person is saying that is because the person either wants the person that you're dealing with, or either they want the energy, one or the other. So everybody has somebody trying to manipulate them. It doesn't mean that you have to fall for it. It doesn't mean that you're going to sit up there and go, oh yeah, so I feel that this person is right about what they're saying. It's like, what? Even though, so it makes no sense. And then that's how you can tell somebody's able to control your mind and your thinking. That's just like with me. I don't care what somebody says. If me and the person that I am with, if our energy is producing and moving mountains, why would I care about what somebody says that don't even really know us? They don't know our energy for real. And if they do know it, they just trying to take it. So be careful with allowing people to manipulate you and then also to talk you out of not fulfilling your dreams. So especially if you chose this one and you are a very, very big dreamer like me, I have big dreams. I always have. Okay. But I've also been a practical person. So, a lot of people will say, well, if you supposed to be a millionaire, then how come you ain't a millionaire yet then, huh? It's like, just wait, I ain't done yet. You never know what tomorrow might bring. So I can't stand when people say that. Like, that's why good, Kimberly, because guess what? The universe is speaking back to you as well. So that's when you actually have the ability to feel inspired. So it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do? I mean, are you going to convince yourself that? So a lot of people will just convince other people to give up their power and to give up the things that, that you're supposed to have. And I've seen a lot of people doing that. I have seen more people, and people that's supposed to be really smart, people and so it's like, but didn't you see how, and then they'll say, yeah, but guess what? I was never in it anyway. And it's like, well, you still dumb because you gave up all of that for nothing. So yeah, and people can do it. People can talk you out of your life. I've seen people doing it. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's the truth. So yeah. Exactly. They are, Kimberly, they will try to block you. They will try to block your blessings. When they see that you have blessings, they will immediately start to block them. And believe it or not, whatever you do, okay, and see, that's when you cannot, and for some reason, coincidentally, just to get into this a little bit personally, like I said, I chose this one. And I can tell you that that was a continued obstacle. But you know what I would always say? I would always say, why would my lover allow somebody else to take them away from what we have? Why would my lover do that? So I've been one of those people that have wondered that. And so, but then I realized I'm the one that's in control of that. So your lover, your ex-lover who is no longer in the picture, they're constantly going to try to make you feel bad about the past because they make up your past. They are in your past. Okay. Rarely are you going to find somebody that is not so petty to where they can't just let you go. Like a lot, like for me, especially if I love you now, there's something I will tell you that, yeah, but if it's not meant for you to be with that person, it's just not meant for you to be with that person, period. That's how I see that. That's how I take all of that. Things happen for a reason. And so, for example, you know, the one thing that I cannot stand is the fact that, you know, people will say, well, you know, if you married somebody or if you got with somebody or if you had kids with them, then you should be tied to them. And that's not the truth, because there are a lot of men that will put a baby in you just to keep you. I've seen plenty of them do that. So if you are a person that has had obstacles in your love life and you've consistently, it felt like somebody was always trying to manipulate your love life, or either trying to tell you what you gonna have, or somebody trying to tell you who you should be with. What? Like telling me the person that I want to be, like that's actually gonna have the opposite effect on people. To be honest with you, when you try to deny somebody what they want, it's going to make them want what you tried to deny them of even more. So that makes no sense. It's an oxymoron. So that's like one of the number one rules to a love relationship. Like as a lover, I'm not going to do that to somebody that I want per se. I'm not going to do that if they tell me, if they say, well, this is the person I want to be with. And if they just tell me that and they're upfront, they straight up with me and they not lying to me, then I'm going to say, okay, I get it. You know, I wish you the best. I hate that it didn't work out. And then you eventually heal from that. You see what I'm saying? But it's just funny how a lot of people will try to manipulate your love life. And that's something that I don't do that. I don't. Now, if it's somebody that I'm involved with, then yeah, if it's somebody that's latched on to my dude or something, and I feel like this is somebody that I'm supposed to be with, then yeah, I will do a separation for you. Yeah, I will. I will I will do that. I am a practitioner, hence the magician. And if I feel that you are, you know, trying to get with my lover, I am going to break you up from them. Okay. So I'm not going to sit up there and if my lover still decides to be with you even after all of that, then hell, I need to look elsewhere. Then at that point, I'm allowing myself to be manipulated. So, you know, anyway, I've just noticed that, and I've noticed ex-lovers, and then for some reason, in particular with the Gemini thing, I found that Geminis, like there's this one Gemini, this person acts as if he runs my whole life, and I ain't even never met this man. It's so bizarre. So like some of you, and it's so weird, and it's like, what in the hell? And you can't let folks like that manipulate your mind, because then it's almost like, what, you know, what are you aiming at here? So it's so bizarre. So you guys do have to be careful with that, and you do have to put protection up around yourself, and you have to be able to know when you're being manipulated. And that can be really difficult, because I've been manipulated. I've been manipulated by people before. I can honestly say, even recently. So if you can admit it, if you can say, well, you know what, you're right, because one minute I was happy and I was okay with my situation, and then all of a sudden somebody said something to trigger me, and you never know what kind of esoteric knowledge they were using. And then all of a sudden, so whenever you have a relationship like that and you are lovers, like you will pick up on it and be like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think that we was kind of somebody was manipulating us though when we were arguing or when we were, you know, and it's so weird. So yeah, so that happens too. So if you chose this group of cards, you probably have that issue, and it's somebody. I don't know what it was. I said this person is just hating for no reason, and some people will hate for no reason, just for no reason at all. I kept back. I said, well, why? I said, well, why? If we love each other and we want to be together, why do you want us to break up? Why are you trying to always constantly drive a wedge, you know? And I've noticed that. I've noticed that every single relationship I've been in, and like, for example, with one of my ex actually came to me and told me, he said, listen, he said, I feel that your family, he kept saying it was my family. He said, I feel that your family is manipulating me. I feel somebody manipulating me. So he would always tell me that, and I'd be like, what in the world? I'd be like, what? And so then, but then after a while, I did realize that somebody would find out about who I was with, and they would totally begin to manipulate the situation. And it's so bizarre. And it's almost like, but why? But why do you, and so maybe because maybe I have sacred sexual energy. Maybe you're somebody that has sacred sexual energy. Maybe you're somebody that has a twin flame. Maybe you're somebody that has some kind of major love thing happening. Thank you, Rashonda. Yeah, I have been getting a very I've actually been getting a very strong response. So are you talking about the who's your enemy for the Sagittarius? I've been getting a very, very passionate, strong responses from that reading that I did, you know. So yeah, I mean, what I just call it like I see it, you know. Yeah. Yeah, like so, guys, I will tell you that I see all the time in the cards somebody manipulating your relationship, and it does happen. I talk to the different signs about that quite often. That is a huge problem, and I think people that do that, they're bitter. Let me tell you something. A person that is bitter, a person that is lonely, a person that is isolated, they want to see you feel the same way. They don't want you to have a good time. They don't want you to, you know, drink wine and lay up and have a good time and have fun. They don't want to see you loving on other people. They don't want to see love, period. So a lot of people say, well, why did they do it, Jamila? Why? This was my husband. This was somebody that I love. Because they don't want you to have it. They don't want you to have it. They don't want you to have that experience. They don't want you to be happy because they're not happy. Okay, that's just the reality of it. So I'm just like, I know a lot of y'all, that's crazy that I would get that. So, but yeah, I've been doing work. The Gemini guy's mad that he's very manipulative. Yeah, these, you know, I don't know what it is. Like for some reason with gems, like their personalities is usually particularly strong. And I just kind of noticed that. So if you chose this one, you may be dealing with a highly manipulative Gemini. But see, this is what I think. I think that if you have a Gemini person that is falsely creating situations around you, this is what they do. I've actually had them for some reason. Why is it that Geminis, for some reason, they like to pause things in certain, they like to pause the camera, or like if they taking footage, they like to pause it just to make you look weird or something. For some reason, why do they like to do that? They like to try to mess with people's perception. So a lot of times, if you've got somebody manipulating you like this, then you have to really work with the energies of the East. And that's what I did for the past couple of years, because I've had a Gemini trying to make me look bad on every aspect. And you know what? They are related to communication. So, you know, it makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah. That's what I said, Miku. But see, I think that many of them do give up. I think that if a person does that, because you can do that and be of any zodiac sign. So it's not just the Geminis, but for some reason in particular, it's a Gemini or it's an Aquarius, or it could be any zodiac sign. Somebody just wants to they just want to manipulate. They just want to manipulate. And it's not just the Geminis. I've seen like a lot of people. So it could be somebody of, because it's like, and you be like, well, why? Why you want to sit up there and try to, and then to be honest with you, if it's somebody that the universe is going to keep bringing you back together. So if it's somebody that you're meant to be with, or you're meant to love, or you're meant to be with, it does not matter if I'm gonna tell you something. You can make somebody, can I school y'all a little bit on something? When there is true love, there is true love. So it doesn't matter. You can manipulate a couple into cussing each other out. You can manipulate a couple into dogging each other out. If that couple is meant to be together, and if their hearts want each other, and that is just the way that it is, and if that's what's meant to be in destiny, that is what's going to be. So why even psych yourself out to believe? Because I know that for some reason, it was a couple of people, I mean, their happiness depended on my love life. And I was like, wow. So they were not happy unless they thought that my relationship was torn down. But it's so bizarre. And they've been following me around doing that for years. I've noticed that. I've noticed that, yeah. Oh, Kimberly, your boyfriend is Aquarius. That's crazy. I don't know. So I'm not trying to speak shade to the air signs, but I will tell you that I've consistently had issues with that. I've consistently had issues in particular. So some of you may have issues with a Leo. Some of you may have issues with Cancers. There's some people, and I swear you don't want issues with a Cancer. Oh my God. Because people that hate Cancers, they truly hate Cancers. To be loved is amazing when you're a Cancer, but to be hated, it's because of the way it's because of the way we can make people feel, because we are tapped into people's emotions. So, you know, I know, especially with them Cancer men, or even Cancer women, for some reason, you know, they're usually the topic of everybody's discussion and conversation usually. So I don't know what's up with that. Y'all, I gotta go though. I gotta go. I got folks that my inbox is popping off. I gotta follow up with some people. And then plus I got some folks scheduled. Oh Lord, I gotta go and get ready for a reading. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't miss no calls. I hope I didn't. Guys, if I ever like miss your reading, please forgive, because sometimes it's divine. Well, you know what? Wait a minute. No, she did schedule for today. Hold on. I know this person. Yeah, here it is right here. Oh, she didn't schedule until, okay. Okay. Well, that's good too. Okay. So guys, if you need me, the link to my website is below. And I'm just going to tell you, boy, perception is everything. So, for example, you know how somebody comes out in social media and says a lot of negative things about you? You don't like, you know how a lot of people say, well, this person ruined my life. I've seen so many people do that and say that this person ruined my life because they said a rumor about me or they lied on me. No, no, no. The spirits are saying that if you give somebody that kind of power over you, then you must deserve to have your life ruined because, but no, not really. You just don't know. You just don't have the knowledge that you need to have. You know how many times I done worked with the spirits of the East and told them to blow out the negative perceptions of me and how much it has worked. I've had people doing the most. I had guys, let me tell y'all something. I think that I am one of the most hated people on YouTube. I'm just not even gonna lie to you. One of the most hated practitioners and one of the most hated on. But this is what I will tell you. I actually had a frenemy of mine come out and tell the most outrageous lies on me. I mean, just they threw everything at me. Do you know that none of that had an impact? Do you know that it didn't change anything? So if I can make it, if I can survive through all of that, then some of you that are going through somebody, you know, somebody saying that your girlfriend is fat or something, you know, okay, okay. You know, your girlfriends are going to get fat sometimes, especially when they're having babies and going through the stress of dealing with y'all. So the next time a man, you know, you got to be encouraging. Encourage your woman to drink water. Encourage your woman to eat right and exercise because trust and believe that a lot of the stress as a woman, I can tell you right now that we do deal with a lot of stress that comes from our loved ones and our men, and I feel that we should be appreciated better because you know you can go through a lot, but yeah. I'll love you too, Sally Williams. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, and have a wonderful day. Do me a favor and have a good day. Cause I'm an empath and I can feel everybody. All right. Do me a favor and have a good day. And I'll see y'all later. Love and light.